this clip should be the last of the outright grinding for a bit. And since I couldn't see a good stopping point in the next bit of raw footage, this clip is going to be on the shorter side. Certainly appreciate that after the number of grinding clips I've had to do so far that have been over 20 minutes long. Well, Mig certainly took a lot more damage than I was hoping against some random Rattata from the grass. Certainly a nice reminder that even an ace can have trouble if the opponent is given the chance to get some free hits in. Yeah, again, it doesn't look like Takenobori is going to be able to pull off 2 in a row. Thanks for proving me wrong there, little guy. You was cutting it pretty close, but sometimes you gotta push yourself out if you want to get better. Of course, now I can't help imagining, or at least trying to imagine, a Magikarp trying to lift weights. Dear God, how would a spotter even know how the little guy was doing? I mean, is he doing well? Does he need help? Is he just flopping because there's no other muscles in his body? Come to think of it, just what kind of strength exercises would you give a fish anyway? Yeah, just can't imagine anything you could have a fish do, especially when underwater, that would make it build some more muscle mass than it already has. Generally, in stories where a character comes from underwater, they make that character strong just by virtue of swimming for a good deal of their day-to-day lives. The few times I've seen a character from underwater try to get stronger, it's typically a parody or something. And now I can't help thinking what an absolute pain in the ass it must be for Misty to train all those water Pokemon to be competitive. Seriously, you've got squids, shellfish, starfish, seahorses, and various other body types that have different sets of muscles and limits. The game designers might be forced to make things pretty simplistic for the player to get their mon stronger, but that doesn't stop me from wondering how people would go about training these strange creatures all over the damn place. Ugh. What does a ghost Pokemon eat other than dreams and the berries that somehow every Pokemon, even the ones without visible mouths, can eat? Is there a difference in the material between a regular rock and the ground and rock type Pokemon? And numerous other questions that probably don't matter all that much, that would help with world building, keep going through my head at various times. Maybe it's crazy of me to think that after so many decades, the Pokemon franchise would answer some of those kinds of questions in some kind of definitive way. But then I suppose part of the way they handle things is thinking that the less of the magic of the world the audience knows about solidly, the more they can throw in out of nowhere. Hell, remember back when they rather definitively said that there were only 150 Pokemon in the entire world. We didn't even get to Generation 2 before we got 151, so it's gotta be pretty damn tough for them to justify setting all that much in stone in the Pokemon world when their main way of world building is just throwing more things into the mix. Not giving us more of an understanding of the things they've already introduced. Right, Mig's up to 18 now, may as well head back to the center. So Takanabori, Kohaku, and Marbleback are still under level 18 right now. At least they're not that far below that point now. Not that we've got any idea how many more points we need for them to gain in order to get to that level. Yeah, somehow get the feeling Taki going up against a level 12 Rattata is a bit of a coin toss. Possibly because of all the other Rattatas we've smacked around in this very same patch of grass. Oh, great job lowering our attack. We just hit you even harder. Seriously, just how does that make any kind of sense whatsoever? Two critical hits in a row. Again, really wish this game was one of the kinds that would give you percentages for how likely a hit is and how likely a critical is. Kinda like, say, Fire Emblem? Come to think of it, did Fire Emblem ever have any Game Boy releases? I know a lot of the games stayed in Japan for some reason, but I do know that by the time of the Game Boy Advance, they started releasing worldwide. I just don't know if any of the earlier Fire Emblem games were handheld releases or if the previous entries were all for consoles. Again, I probably should have had Takanobori at the front so he'd get some of the experience that Kohaku is getting by one-shotting these guys. But again, it's not like we've got any real reason to hurry things up outside of my sanity. And that was probably a lost cause at about the point when I decided to start doing LPs in the first place. Anyway, both Takanobori and Kohaku are now level 17. Still some room to grow before we're done for now, and again, I really wish there was something in future Pokemon generations to look forward to, where we could grind up our Pokemon without having to do repetitive skirmishes like this, against wild Pokemon just minding their own damn business. It's not like this is the kind of world where people in neighboring villages would appreciate someone being on patrol and attacking the local monsters. Probably why this is one of the few role-player games out there where there's absolutely no income to be gained in any way from random encounters like this. Really wish I could muster a snake in the grass pun right now. Unfortunately, the snakes don't seem all that sneaky, but that may be due to the limits of the game. Besides, just how many snakes have we seen in this clip alone? And I'm pretty sure this is gonna be the shortest clip in the entire LP, with the exception of the intro, of course. I think that there were just 3 steps before we ran into that other battle. Again, the encounter rate seems somehow less annoying to me, despite how frequent it is when we're in a patch of grass outside of a cave, than when we're in a frickin' cave. Probably because back in Mount Moon we were actually trying to get somewhere, but here, we're going out of our way to get into as many fights as possible as we level up before the next big encounter. Apparently that's enough for now, so let's get some healing done. Okay, so I changed my mind twice in the same minute there. Part of me wishes I'd written down my thoughts at the time. Of course, it's possible that by the time the recording session was done and I'd get around to writing, I might have forgotten about that anyway. Ah, well, whatever's going to happen, we're gonna save soon enough anyway, and that's generally a good stopping point, regardless of what kind of game you're going through. Getting the distinct feeling that Takanabori isn't gonna get to level 18 like everyone else when I'm done grinding for now. Right, that should do it for now. Next time we start talking to people in this small town, then we head to the bridge. I just hope I remember which ones we've already talked to in a previous clip.